Well, here on our telethon for WQED, we have two of the most important members of the Pittsburgh Pirate organization. No question about it. Our great 22-game winner in Bob Friend and our little mop-up expert here in Roy Face. Bob starts them, many times finishes them, but whenever he gets in trouble or any other pitcher gets in trouble, you see Elroy come trudging out of the bullpen. Very nice to have you gentlemen with us here on WQED. And Bob, just what kind of a season are you looking forward to generally, not only for yourself but the entire team?
Well, Bob, this should be our greatest year. I'm certainly looking forward to another 20-game year, but if we can have, let's say, 7 or 8 fellows win 15 ball games and win the pennant, I'll be satisfied. It should be a real good season for us, and if we get off to a good start this year, I think we have a chance to win the pennant.
Elroy, nothing ever seems to bother you when you come out of that bullpen. Sometimes the boys on the club say you don't even know who's batting. You just rear back, fire, fork ball, and relax. Is that about the definition of it?
Well, I always got an idea of who's hitting. Yeah. I mean, I'm always thinking about that when I'm coming in, who the hitter is and where I'm going to pitch him and how I'm going to pitch him.
One of the great sights in baseball I always enjoyed is Haney sending up Adcock to face you. I've always figured that's another out, even though sometimes they've been a little long and have been outs.
Yeah, he got a couple long ones last year, didn't he?
Sure did. I said, well, this game's over. We got him in the hip pocket, and he creamed one out into right field that Clemente gave it the hello, how do you do on. But, Roy, what's the general attitude of a relief pitcher? What are the things you have to be able to do to be a good fireman?
Well, I think the main thing is to be able to throw every day. I mean, and have a good control so that you can show strikes when you get in there. Because if you make the fella hit the ball, you got a chance of getting him out. Where if you walk him, you got to pitch to the next guy, and there's not much chance of getting him when you don't throw strikes.
And of course, when you come in, normally the ball club is in deep trouble.
Well, that's the way it seems to be all the time, and well, I more or less got used to it, and all I concentrate on is that the hitter is up there. The fellows are already on base; they can't hurt you because they're already out there. But the one that bats, the only fellow that can hurt you.
Well, no question about that. Now let me get back to Bob Friend for a moment. Robert, it seems to me the overall depth of the Pirate pitching staff is better than it's been in recent years.
Bob, it certainly is. The way I look at it, we could have 7 starters next year, with Benny Daniels coming into his own, a couple of boys by the name of George Perez and Joe Gibbon, and of course if Kurt Radin and George Witt continue where they left off last year, we're going to be in real good shape. And don't forget the newly acquired left-hander Harvey Haddix, who I think is capable of winning 15 ball games in our park. Harvey's a real competitor. He's an old pro. He's a very good hitter for a pitcher and one of the outstanding fielding pitchers in the game. So he's really going to help us, especially in those tough ball games.
Bob, I know that this is the job of manager Dan Murtaugh, but it would seem, of course, you'll be the bellwether. You'll be the big man on the pitching staff. You'll get your regular starts, and that's a cinch. Whether it be 3 or 4 days, you'll be the regular starter. Then he'll come in, of course, with Klein and with Witt. He might possibly spot Haddix, but we've got long relief men too now, haven't we? If we wanted to use Law, for instance, or Porterfield in long relief, and then come back with the mop-uppers like Roy here and Don Gross.
That's right, Bob. With pitching depth, you can maneuver your staff to do a lot of things, and I'm just hoping, as I say, that we have 6 or 7 guys winning 15 games apiece, because if we have that, we win the pennant, Bob.
Well, that's what everybody's hopeful, of course. And Roy, Face, one of the things that I think is important to you, and I'll just put it in my own language, is the fact with this pitching depth that Bob Friend here has been talking about, it might possibly give you a little more rest and might not call upon you quite as often to come in and work.
Well, that's all right by me, because the less I get in there, the more games we're going to win. The fellows are going all the way, and we're going to win more.
Roy, you've never had any arm trouble or anything like that?
No, I haven't. Nothing serious. 52, I had a calcium deposit in my shoulder, but they had x-ray treatment and dissolved that, and that's the only arm trouble I've ever had.
Well, you want to tap my head for knocking on wood, you go right ahead, buddy, because I know it's a very comforting thought to Bob Friend and everybody else to know that you and Don Gross are out in that bullpen in the event there's any difficulty. Best of luck to you, Roy, and have a wonderful year and many years to come.
Thank you, Bob.
And to you, Bob Friend, go out and nail them for 20 or better, but certainly the wish that you expressed that we have 5 or 6 15-game winners and the pennant in 59, I think this town would really be alive.
Certainly would, Bob. It's one of the finest sports cities in the country, probably the best baseball city in the league. You know that. You've seen some of these other...
Well, you chose this town to live in, Bob. I think that's pretty indicative of your high regard for it.
Certainly do, Bob, and I'm certainly hoping that we can finally give this pennant talk a real chase this year, the one we've been talking about for the last 7 or 8 years. Fans certainly deserve it.
Well, one thing, Bob, is it true you've opened up 15 branch offices in your business? Every time I turn around, you're opening up a branch office. I thought that you'd become quite the Wall Street financier.
No, Bob, I am in the investment business, open a new branch office, but believe me, baseball is my #1 still, and maybe when my arm runs out of gas in 5 or 6 years, I might turn to the investment business. But right now, I'm concentrating on baseball and the pennant.
Your investment's that strong right arm. And Roy, you and I will chisel away at some of the money he's logging up when we get up to be 55, and I might reach a little earlier than you, by the way.
Not too much earlier.
Well, just early enough. Don't you worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking here on behalf of WQED and their telethon to raise more money to keep this wonderful educational station right up at the very top, where it certainly has ranked in the nation for several years now and will continue to do so with your help. Our thanks to Roy Face and to Bob Friend. The Pirates thank you for allowing them to visit with you on this telethon on behalf of WQED.